Middle school is crazy. Like, I'm not even trying to cap sometimes. I think back to middle school days and I think we're dreaming. I'm telling you, some of the stuff we did in middle school felt like a video game. I remember one time me and my friends were hanging out in front of the library outside of school because they didn't want jits inside of the library eating books and use them as pillows. But we were outside the library and one of our friends come up to us with the bomb hot sauce. Now, me not trying to act like a sissy, I obviously had to eat it. But me and my friends decided to try it at the same time. And for like the first 2 seconds, I thought there was nothing, but it hit harder than my dad's belt when I finished all the milk. No, but seriously, I got calluses on my bunda because of those bunda workouts. Like, I'm 5 inches taller sitting down than standing up. It looks like I got a pee-pee in my butt. But anyway, I'm eating this hot sauce, and as soon as it hits, it burns harder than the school thoughts private parts with 18 STDs and 20 illnesses. But I started doing everything I could to stop the pain. Me and my friend ran into the bathroom and started panting because of how hot the sauce was. And we were sitting our heads in the sink so the pain would go away. I guess we were being a little too loud because the librarian literally came in and kicked us out of the bathroom. Now thinking about it, that's probably why I didn't want jits in the bathroom. But look, that hot sauce gave me PTSD though. Every time I look at something red, I get flashbacks. Even though we got kicked out of the library, it wasn't even the worst time we got kicked out. But before I talk about another time we got kicked out, I'm just gonna say that hot sauce did some wonders to my stomach, bro. I can still feel the pain now. But anyway, let's just say that they caught us being freaks. But more on that later. Something that was really nice was that our school is right next to a grocery store, so people could go in and buy food, which led to some crazy time. To set the scene, I'm sitting outside in the library chilling with my friends. I'm big chilling, and I see a group of my friends coming out of the grocery store holding a 2-liter bottle of Coke and something I can't see in their hands. At first, I didn't even think much of it. I just think that someone had been a big body today and is gonna drink all of it. But when I see the Mentos in their hands, I already know it's gonna go down. So I go with them and we take the Coke and Mentos to the street, and faster than EDP waddling away from the ops, we put the Mentos in the Coke and close the cap real quick so that the pressure would build up using the centrifugal force of the laws of motion because of the air currents. For those of you who are not studious enough to understand the words that just went out of my mouth, the Mentos go boom. Anyway, we were on the street and we throw the Mentos up in the air, and when it hit the floor, I thought we were in the Taco Bell bathrooms because of how dirty and everything exploded. It sprayed everywhere. I was really taking a bath in Diet Coke. For the rest of the day, I smelled like diabetes. A lot of things would not have happened with this grocery store right in front of our school like this. Like the next story. It kind of started the same way when me and my friends were just big chilling outside of the library, and somehow we started talking about watermelon. And one thing led to another, and we were doing a watermelon eating contest. Now me, being the best watermelon muncher in the country, I had to show everybody how fast I could speed eat the watermelon before you could even finish blinking. Anyway, we went to the grocery store and bought one of those big watermelons, the huge ones. Once we took it back to the library, we took the watermelon, and since we didn't have a knife to cut it, we had to take a rock and hit it open. But once everybody started getting their pieces, I started to demolish that watermelon like we were some kids in Africa. I understand why they got some stereotypes, because some of them kids were going crazy. You already know I had to beat all the competition to become the best watermelon muncher in the league. But with all of us doing this crazy stuff in the grocery store, it's not crazy for us to eventually get banned from there too, which we did. Okay, well, not exactly, but one of our friends got banned for doing something I don't even know, so we had the genius idea to sneak him in and see if they would notice. Now, if we were just going to go through the front door, they probably wouldn't have cared, but we needed to sneak in like we were doing some Japanese samurai ninjas and sneak back to the back door. For some reason, they had it open, so we just walked in there. We didn't even want to buy anything or anything. We were just walking around the store making noise. Yeah, I see why they kicked us out, but we're just walking around, and then eventually one of the store managers sees us, tells us to come to them. Now, they probably would have just told us to leave, and that would have been it. We were in too deep. We had the ninja mindset, so we had to go in and get out as fast as possible. Now, to show our train of thought, I'll give you 3 choices between the things we did. Did we A, do what they told us and get kicked out of the store? B, hide behind the toilet paper on the shelves? Or C, put on aprons and pretend we're like chefs on a break? If you pick A, then you're a goody two-shoes and you have no friends. If you pick B, you are literally a toddler. Like, no one above the age of 5 would have ever thought of that. Like, what is wrong with you? You are so stupid. And finally, if you're one of the last people who pick C, you're wrong. The correct answer is that we ran out of that store so fast that even the people working on the store were confused for why we were running so fast. They even caught us red-handed too, but I have no idea how we got out of that situation without any real punishment. But look, I'm not complaining. I guess when you say enough words, people will think you're saying something when you really aren't. Put what answer you picked in the comments, and I'll promise the next video, the answer will actually have the right answer choices. But that's only if you subscribe and like that video, hit that red button. Anyway, long story short, we got kicked out of the grocery store. Now that's just one thing, making us leave a random grocery store. But what about somewhere that's a little bit more high profile? That's right, I'm talking about the place you order your iced spice lattes and hit a 360 no scope with a drink. I'm talking about a good old Starbucks. Yes, me and my friends got kicked out of Starbucks. Now saying it out loud, it sounds like we're pests, but it was fun at the time, and thinking about it, it's still fun now. Anyway, so what me and my friends decided to do first was get a pup cup from Starbucks, because they're the only thing on the menu that were free and don't cost 6,000 Robux and my legendary Adopt Me Dragon. But anyway, we got the puff cups right away, and if you don't know what a puff cup is, it's basically just a cup full of whipped cream. I'll show a picture on the screen right now. But anyway, we got these puff cups, and we were walking back from Starbucks to the library, and I had a genius idea to try eat it without using our hands. So we put these puff cups on a ledge and just started sucking on them. Bro, I'm telling you, we were going crazy. Like, we had new strategies and everything so we could get all that cream in our mouth. Bro, I'm not even gonna say pause anymore, bro. You're just weird. Eventually, we finished eating, and unfortunately, this time, I didn't get the world record for putting out that cream in my mouth. But next time, I'm winning that award. The people walking by probably thought the puff cups were for us, the way that we were dogging on it. But we were outside of the library with a bunch of cream on our face. Now, for those really listening, you're probably wondering, okay, that's cool, but when do you get kicked out of Starbucks? Well, if you could wait 1 second instead of being a little impatient bit, then I would explain. But anyway, we had a bunch of cream on our face, and we had to go clean it off. But the problem is that the library is closed and that the Starbucks has only one bathroom. So we're thinking we're just gonna walk in the Starbucks and just use the bathroom and hope nobody notices that we have a bunch of cream on our face. But that's gonna look a little bit sussy, baka. So what we decided to do was that if it's gonna look a little bit suspicious, then we should make it really suspicious. So what we did was we all decided that we're gonna walk in the Starbucks bathroom, or we're gonna make some woofing noises and other suspicious noises, and then we're gonna see how it turned out. That ended as well as you could expect it. It took them a good solid second before they caught us in the act. I didn't even get to clean my mouth, so we had to improvise using a water bottle, but it still was cool. I'm just happy the Starbucks employee wasn't a freak, or else that would have ended much differently. Talking about a different ending, you know the bike racks that they have at schools that you can just hop over? Well, once my friend decided that he was gonna try to swing around it. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, that's a terrible idea. Well, that's because it is. All these ideas are terrible, but nonetheless, we are still like, okay, bets. Now, to be fair, I was to take a little bit of blame because it was my job to catch him when he was falling, but I don't even know why, because since he was a little bit big body, actually a bit big body, the gravitational force of his big bodiness took him flying at the speed of light. By the time I blinked, he had already almost died. Bro, his head was like literally 0.1 inches away from the floor, so we could have taken him to the mentally challenged class. Not that he's already in it. Okay, he is. But if he's watching the video, I just hope he's not a big body anymore and that he can walk with using your 2 legs without crushing them. But that's the end of the video. If this video does well, I'll drop a part 2. Subscribe, please. I'm gonna ask you nicely, so you have to do it. Unless you're gonna be a dumb, stupid little